Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's been a bit of a weird week for Ruth Davidson. First of all, of course, she's appointed a non-executive director of Scottish Rugby, and that was a bit of an up for her. But then all the hate came, all the SNP lunatics going, I'm never watching rugby again, not while she's a director, oh, you're not getting that, oh, blah, 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 blah. As though it matters. As though it matters in the least. She's a capable woman who's doing a job. That's all. She's been invited to do it. She's not out in the field. She's not representing the country. And these fans who say, oh, I'm not watching it again, seem to think that party politics is more important than supporting their national side. And that's because they're lunatics. Absolute lunatics. Foaming at the mouth, wild-eyed, SNP cross-bearers, basically. The SNP can do no wrong in their eyes. And anyone who says anything against them is evil or something. I don't know. But anyway, they launched all on that. So she was all under that. I mean, she's just ignored it, I'm sure. Sort of laughed at them and said, wankers. That's how it is. But anyway, that's an end to that. But now a new thing has happened for her this week. She's had her Twitter account hacked. Somebody's got in and has been posting things on there. And they haven't been rude, they haven't been abusive, but they have been wonderfully clever and funny. And we're going to go through and have a look at it right now, but it just goes to show there's some people out there with, I think, an excellent sense of humour, and well done to them. Well done. So anyway, let's have a look at this and see what has happened to Ruth Davidson's Twitter. Here goes. So Ruth Davidson's Twitter account hacked, as the post appears showing 10 MacBooks for sale for £500. And of course, this is all to do with the SNP's promise to deliver a laptop for every child, and they couldn't do it. And so now it's being suggested that Ruth Davidson's got them. Adam Morris, who used to work for the former MSP, warned that erroneous content from the account should be disregarded. Well, of course it should. She doesn't have 10 MacBooks. She only needs 3, doesn't she? Former Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson has had her Twitter account hacked, according to her former communications chief. Or has she? Maybe she does have 10 Macs that she found laying around in Holyrood and snaffled them before she left. Who knows? Adam Morris, who used to work for the former MSP, warned that erroneous content from the account should be disregarded. Ah, bless. Mind you, to be honest, with most politicians, I do disregard most of what they put on Twitter. It's usually a load of old rubbish, isn't it? It came after tweets from her account were advertising laptop computers for sale. And it also said money raised from the sales would go to donation institutions, whatever they are. Mr. Morris said, Ruth Davidson has asked me to let people know that her Twitter account has been hacked. She decided, after realising how bad it looked, that the optics were pretty bad as she was trying to flog these. I'm not saying she has, it's obviously humour. It's obviously humour. I'm just covering myself because you never know. Anyway, she's been in contact with the platform since last night in order to resolve the problem. And Ruth asks that any erroneous content or postings are disregarded until the situation is resolved. Now, this is the thing. Given all this debacle, I just think if you're going to post, if you've managed to get into Ruth Davidson's account, you could do anything. So, but to just do something like that, brilliant. It is brilliant. You could have just been rude, nasty, or whatever, and that had just been childish. This, genius. So one of the tweets from Davidson said, "Hello, Twitter family. 10 MacBook Pros for sale for £500. Revenues collected from here will be sent directly to donation institutions. My DMs are open for purchase. Thanks, Ruth Davidson." Now, I want to know how many people would have went, oh yeah, boom, 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 and put is that 500 each, or is it 500 for all 10, or what? I'm wondering how many messages she's got, because it would really have annoyed her if all of a sudden ding, 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 and thousands of messages. I did it once. I had a work colleague, and he was a massive Arsenal fan, and he left the office for a moment. He went out to do something, and I dived in. He'd left his computer on. It hadn't switched down off, like locked the screen or anything. So I went straight in, and on his emails and things. I went and I signed up for the Tottenham Hotspur daily news sheet to be delivered to his email address every morning. And I was sat there, and it was like after about 3 or 4 days ago, bloody hell's going on? He was not impressed. I told him in the end. He called me all sorts of names. Anyway, Davidson attracted anger from the bizarre Nats last week after being announced as a new director of Scottish rugby. The former Conservative leader, a huge rugby fan, was placed on the board. We've covered all this, but much to the dismay of nationalists who said they're never watching Scotland play again. Good. I'm sure nobody would miss you. I'm sure the Scottish team won't miss you. I'm sure the rest of the crowd won't miss you. Do a good thing. Stay away. Anyway, there she goes. So she's had an account tweeted. I just want to know how many emails she got, or how many tweets back she got. I bet it was thousands. Anyway, I'll finish there, and I will round off, and I will come up. Of course, Ruth Davidson was part of that triumvirate, wasn't she? There was her, Ruth, there was Kezia Dugdale, and Nicola Sturgeon, the three party leaders that had one very important thing in common. Severe manly haircuts, if you would get my drift. Boots, that kind of thing. The three of them would sit there, put all the party differences beside, to one side. They'd sit and they'd have a pint of Guinness and smoke their pipes. And they would discuss the importance of sexuality in politics. Just for that one golden period in time when all three of them were together. It was a funny old time, wasn't it? Not like that now. No, sirree, Bob. Not anymore. Anyway, I shall probably round this off. But before I do, I will just say that I actually quite liked Ruth Davidson. Don't know about her politics, but she was quite a good speaker. She had very authoritative on the speaking. So as politicians go, she wasn't the worst. But yeah, just typical bloody politician all the way down the line. So she gets what she deserves, but at least it wasn't nasty. Anyway, I shall finish there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And do hit the subscribe button. We need the subscription. Every subscriber puts us out there further because it just changes the algorithm, makes our voice a little bit louder. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't screw with other people's Twitter accounts unless it's really funny, and goodbye.